What's up? All right. Look, we got the guys from Zenora here. Holy crap. Young gentlemen. I mean, they're anywhere between 20 and 23, and they are basically rocking. I mean, getting noticed in all the right places, doing their thing. I mean, these guys are turning heads. They're on the bill for Masquerade in October, and they just, every bill I see, these guys seem to be on it. They've been in Jersey. They've been, I think you guys are from Jersey, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. So they were in Delaware when I was in Delaware. They were in Jersey. They've been doing Baltimore. They're here and there. They're just working it and getting out there. I know over the summer, how many dates did you guys do over the summer?
30.
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot. I mean, and things just opened up, and you guys just went after it.
Yeah, we didn't stop, man. We booked a bunch of shows. Well, we didn't book them. People asked us to play, and we were like, nah. we showed up.
No, we're good this weekend. We don't need you. Screw it.
Yeah, it's funny. We showed up to the show anyway just to support and have a good time, and they just told us to go on stage and gave us a bunch of instruments, and we don't know how to play instruments. We just
I've noticed that. I really have noticed that. I was going to give you a good guitar instructor. We'll talk after the show.
Cool, man. Thanks. I need one.
The drummer's good, but your guitar player. Now I'm thinking about giving you a good vocal coach too. You just need a little bit more. You might get there.
Yeah, sounding like shit's kind of a good thing sometimes.
It kind of is. There's a lot of singers that sound like shit. And,
hey, radio, man. I know.
They're making millions, but they're not in the. They're not in They're not in the rock genre though. They're in the pop. They're over here, country and shit. Sorry, pop fans and country fans, whatever. All right, tell me a little bit about yourself. I want each one of you guys to tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started playing your instruments, what other instruments maybe you played before, and then you ended up with the guitar or the drums or the bass. How you got started? What like an influence? What influenced you to do this? Because you're always influenced by somebody, and I just cannot wait to hear what you guys' influences are because you're so young, and I know I ain't going to hear the normal Led Zeppelins or this or that. I can't wait to hear what what got you into it. So, and I want to know your names. So tell us your name and start it off.
I played bass, and I really got influenced by bands like Kiss and Metallica. Watching them live growing up just kind of made me want to play music, and so here I am.
There you are.
So I'm John. I play drums. I really got my start with my dad. He like introduced me to a lot of really progressive music at a young age, like Frank Zappa and Dream Theater.
No shit.
Yeah, it really kind of launched me into like prog and like really complex music. And I kind of took off in any direction I possibly could, like any instrument I could get my hands on, but drums resonated pretty much the most for me. So that's what I bring to this project.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm Dylan. I play guitar and I sing in Zenora. And my first influence as a kid was my grandfather. He played acoustic guitar, and I was just like amazed at him playing Johnny Cash tunes. I didn't even know who Johnny Cash was at such a young age, but I eventually found out who he was, and through going through the years, I found out who Kiss was, and I think Kiss is cooler than Johnny Cash. And I was like, wow, I want to be like Paul Stanley, and so it's funny I say that because my first instrument I got was a drum kit, and Paul Stanley does not play drums, but he could if he wanted to.
He probably could if he wanted to. These guys, most of them could just about play anything.
Yeah, for real. I graduated from there. I started playing bass and piano, and then I got a guitar, and now I'm in this room with these guys.
Nice. Very nice.
I play lead guitar. I really got into music because of piano, boogie woogie, rock and roll stuff when I was really young. And then, from there, it was like Kiss, Van Halen, Metallica, all the great live bands. And like these guys saying, I started playing drums, I started playing bass, piano. I mess around with just about any instrument you hand me. Also left-handed.
Nice.
I was always really inspired by big live performances, the explosions and the breaks.
Yeah, that's what Kiss and Metallica bring to the table, man. I mean, Kiss is still doing it. I mean, I saw him back in 2019. That's the last time I saw him, and it was just like, God, they haven't stopped doing it. I mean, music's still good. So somewhat, I hear there's backing tracks and all that, which I don't care. We hear a lot of people that give a shit about it. I don't care. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I feel the same way that you do. Like, I would much rather hear a backing track of Paul Stanley's voice sounding good than him blowing his voice out every night. And, there's probably a reason that he's doing that, as well as a million other live acts that have backing tracks that some people don't even have bands playing the music that's coming out of the speakers. Like, I don't know.
In reality, band's been doing that since the 80s, and people just started getting mad.
They just started getting mad. Like Vince Neil, I say this all the time. I was supposed to go to the Theater of Pain tour. They were with Loudness, and I was like, man, I got to go. Well, I got grounded that a couple days before, so I was not allowed to go. Whatever. Friends of mine come back the next day at school, and they're like, man, it was a great show, but Vince Neil, he doesn't sing anything. He sings about half the lyrics. He sounds like shit. It was okay back then. But now, all of a sudden, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, because of Facebook, now it's the worst thing ever. He's horrible now. He's been horrible since day one.
Yeah.
He could, David Lee Roth and him, they can sing on albums, but to reproduce it live, they cannot do that. And you got to accept it. If you're going to go see the show, you got to accept it. But whatever.
I give a lot of credit to Rolf, though.
Yes.
About every day to everyone I talk to.
Yes. He's very good. I mean, he's very good. And for, you guys got some big bands that you were your inspiration, Kiss and this and that. Usually I you interview the national bands and they're like Led Zeppelin, The Who, Cream. So it's nice to hear that the stuff I was growing up on, and that's your thing now. You'll get a lot of bands your age that are in the rock scene that are actually doing well. I mean, and releasing original music that's actually good. You get the guys that release shit that just isn't that good, but you guys are releasing really good stuff, catchy.
Thanks,
now you've done 2 EPs so far, right?
Yep.
That's right.
One was self-titled Zenora, that was back in March of 2020, and then that same year you released in November Bring Back Rock and Roll.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 great albums.
Thanks.
I like them. And for me to get into a newer band, especially a young band, believe me, it don't happen. I just do not give it any time. I'm old school. I think it can't be good. I've been expanding my horizons because people tell me, dude, you have to listen to. Okay, fine, I'll listen to them. Well, I did. I like you guys. You got that swagger. You're not arrogant. You got the swagger. You got the stage presence. You go see you guys live. You guys are not just totem poles on the stage. You are having fun, having a good time. Now, how did you guys all come to meet and create this chemistry that is now Zenora?
That's a good question.
Thanks for asking. When we were young, or younger than we are now,
So much younger.
You guys are old guys now,
we were in this music program out of a music store called Old Town Music, which is a New Jersey store. They have 3 locations. And in Turnersville, New Jersey, like next to the music store, there's this big, it's not big, but it's big to little kids, studio. Using lights and amps and a drum kit, and microphones. And it's a music program called Rock University. And I joined it, and John joined it, so did Nick and Dan. And that's where we all met, as in Rock University in Turnersville, New Jersey, years and years ago. And by the time we all, graduated Rock University, like me and John were in a band, and Nick and Dan were in a different band, and we used to play shows together. So we all stayed connected and friends, and we all had that musical chemistry of playing together like for years in that musical program. And by the time like both of our bands kind of fell apart, like we were just already hanging out. So we were like, wait, why don't we start a band? And we did.
Yep.
The band kind of started itself. It wasn't really like an ideal.
Okay, so you started a band. What's the name?
What's that?
What's the name of the band you started?
We were called Scarlet Sunrise, and they were called War Machine.
Yeah, and then first got together, we called ourselves Pyramid. That was 2018. 2017.
Yeah, crap.
We were first band.
Yeah, we started playing shows out and a lot of Philly stuff, and then we got real serious, changed the name, and
Yeah, it's actually a funny story why we changed the name.
I want to know why. Let's hear that story because I really want to know where Zenora came from.
Totally. So we were called Pyramid.
Totally.
And we loved that name. It really felt like it fit us. Like, we are Pyramid, and like the whole world needs to know. Until I opened Spotify and there's 17 bands called Pyramid. I'm like, wow.
Oops.
We probably should have did that before we thought of the band name.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
And it came time to we have this record recorded, like we got to put it out, like we need a new band name. And I remember we were sitting in and we were all getting mad at each other, like, oh, we want this name, no, we want this name. And we didn't have a name, we were nameless. And I came up with Zenora, like 2 words, and then
Dan
like
Aura, AURO or something like that.
Yeah.
And Dan called me a hippie, and I was like, all right, fine. And we just glued the name together, and everybody else was like, that name works totally good. And we're like, okay, cool. You know, a lot of thought went into picking a band name, but not Zenora itself. Like we spent weeks coming up with hundreds of names, and none of them worked except this one, and it fits. And we're the only band called Zenora.
I would agree with that because I looked you up on Spotify and there was nobody else but this one.
Yeah,
but you did good. I mean, now to know Zenora, that's kind of really cool. You know, I would have never got that, but that name works, dude. I mean, it's really cool.
It resonates well. It rolls off the tongue, and it's like I don't ever say that word. But now I do because this band's kick ass.
Yeah.
But it's funny, after we came up with that name, so me and Nick play guitar left-handed, right? Obviously.
I noticed that. I was like, wow, two lefties in one band. That's kind of cool.
That's how our friendship started, actually, over just left-handed. And we look up to Jimi Hendrix. He's just the left-handed guitar player of all time. And it turns out, after we called the band Zenora, we found out through word of mouth that Jimi Hendrix's grandmother's name was.
Yeah.
And it was just coincidence that we play left-handed and love Jimi Hendrix, and that's his grandmother's name.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. It was wild. I was like, wow.
That's kind of crazy.
Meant to be, The name found.
Now, hey, whatever. It's kind of crazy how things just sort of fall into place.
Yeah.
And things don't happen just because. They always happen for a reason. I mean, you coming up with the name, this, that, everything clicking then you got something special.
Totally.
So now your writing process, because you guys are young. And it's kind of crazy to me on how you guys are so good at writing already. I mean, the lyrics are good, the songs are good. And who are the main writers, or is it just is it a total group effort, or is there two or one main writer and then other contributors?
It's a bit of all that. I'd say we all are songwriters in our own right, practicing songwriters. And we all write songs and bring them to the fellas and say, hey, check this out. Let's write a little song. And sometimes we'll be in the jam room just jamming along, just having fun, and something monstrously heavy will come out of it, something that, turns your head, shakes you up a little bit. So it's a bit of both. Sometimes, the song somebody just wrote, we play it, or sometimes it's just like some kind of glue thing where it just comes out of us, and we have to record it real quick so we don't forget it.
Right, don't forget it. I mean, check this riff out, get it on tape.
They kind of I don't know. They just they come to us and we let them out.
Yeah. Nice. Sometimes we'll be jamming and Dan will play a riff. We got this new song. It's not released yet and it's not recorded, and I'm not gonna name it. But he played the riff and he just played it once, and me, John, and Nick looked at each other and we were like, you gotta play that again. And that's
I can't. How am I gonna play that again?
Yeah, and then we did, and then it's a song. That's how a lot of our songs come to be.
Right, and that's how the best songs come.
There's a song we got called "Evil Runnin'." It's off our first record, and Nick wrote the main riff, and we brought it to the band. We slowed it down a little bit, and then it was too slow, so we sped it back up a little bit, and then it was really short. It was like a minute and a half, and we were like, man, we need another part in this song. And
it's like a good intro.
Yeah, right. While we were jamming at one time, all four of us at the same time started playing the same thing at the end of what we already had written, and that is what the end of Evil Running is. It's just the one time we just all played the same thing without even mentioning it or rehearsing it ever.
That's
it just
a perfect
happened.
Example of what I was just saying.
Yeah,
it's kind of both.
Something magical happened, and the song wrote itself basically.
Right, and that's chemistry. It's a lot to do with chemistry. I mean, now when you guys record, when you do the EP, and when you're doing this new album coming up, is it a? I get the sense I already know the answer to this question, but is it the full band playing, or is it okay? I'm gonna go lay down the drum tracks. I'm gonna lay down the bass. I'm gonna lay down the. Or is it live? You guys are just jamming and trying to get whatever you can get out of it.
Yeah, it is actually a little bit unconventional, but like the our producer Steve LaFascia sees this energy when we all play together that he feels like we need to capture this specifically, and it's like very different from when we play to each other because it's like we're all in a room together doing the same thing, like pushing this one energy forward. So we actually tracked all the stuff we've done so far as a group live.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then, you know, we go over top of that and we add the guitar dubs and a bass here. We do the harmonies and stuff. But the whole rhythm track is like the bass, the meat and guts of the song. That's live. We just press this record and it gives us the thumbs up. We're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. And that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. You know, best way to do it. Now, you guys were all from the same area.
Yeah, we all live within 20 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Right. So during this whole shutdown thing, it's not like you live in a different state. You guys were able to come together a lot and do a little work.
Yeah, we were together.
Sure.
Yeah, we actually recorded "Bring Back Rock and Roll" over that first shutdown.
Yeah,
right.
We weren't doing anything except writing new tunes, and you know, we called up our producers Steve and John, and they were like, "Let's record this record right now." And we were like, "Okay."
Right.
Let's do it.
I noticed it came out in November of 2020, and that's when the whole year was shut down. And it's like, huh. Now the one that came, you know, when the other one came out in March, that was just before.
Yeah, it was the last. That March 14th was the last show we played, and it was our record release party, and we had it in a pub in Gloucester City, New Jersey, and that was the last show we played before it shut down. Actually, no, I'm lying. The next week we got called in the day of to play at another club, but that wasn't planned. But it all happened so quick, and
it did.
Kind of shook us a lot because we had a lot of big plans to go out. We had so many shows booked to promote this new record. We just worked our asses off for 2 years to make, you know, and it all kind of fell apart a little bit, and it was really shocking, you know, to us. 'Cause that's all we ever wanted was to go out and play our new songs that nobody ever heard before. So
now it's like, why is the world against me?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong for? God, what did I do?
Yeah, it's funny. It kind of worked out in our favor though, because we got to record this new record, "Bring Back Rock and Roll," which is, in my opinion, that's a step up from the first record. You know, we had more time to sit with each other and say, this is exactly how we want it to sound. It's going to go like this. This part's going to go here. And then the way we promoted that wasn't with live shows. It was all on social media, and people all around the world can see us, except, you know, rather than people on the corner bar walking by on the street getting to see who Zenora is. Now anyone in the world that has a phone or computer or anything can find out who we are. And we took advantage of that a lot.
And you have to. You've got to take advantage of what's available to you at the time.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was sitting on their couch. Nobody was going anywhere. Nobody was doing anything. So if they're sitting on their couch on their phone, hit them on the internet. They're going to see it.
Exactly. Thank God for that, dude. Because, you know, that really carried us through that pandemic where it was just all Facebook, Instagram, YouTube stuff, you know, marketing and, you know.
Yeah. We gained a lot of our like true fans like in that time period where nobody really knew who we were. They just saw us. Right. You know, and I'm grateful that they like it and continue to like it and support us, because without them we wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
In the position we are in. So we thank everybody that's watching this right now for your support. We love you guys.
Hell yeah. And it shows. I mean, you guys shows are good, and people are there to see you. I mean, when I was in Delaware, I was able to catch, I'm going to be honest, I was able to catch 2 songs. But I had just come in from this and that, and I hadn't seen everybody in like a year. So it was like I was getting pulled outside, and I was going out here to see this person. That person wanted me to go over here. So it was like a fiasco for like, I totally missed Ghost of the Machine. I don't remember their name. Yeah. But it's I totally missed them, but I get to catch a couple of songs of you guys, and I was kind of like, oh wow, you know, these kids are young. And I wasn't at that point. I really wasn't. I guess the bad thing about to say is I wasn't taking you seriously yet, and that happens where you go, okay, these guys are really young. They don't know what the hell they're doing. But when you do look at it, and then I went back, after I saw you play a couple songs, I did everything. I had to go back and let me check these guys out because, the two songs didn't sound bad. So I wanted to hear what you sounded like on record on Spotify is what I had. And it was like, wow, these, and I always listen to something on headphones first, always, so I can hear everything that's going on. I'm not distracted. Nothing gets in but the music, and the music sucked me right in. I was like, okay, these guys are legit. They got it going on. And a lot of people do feel the same way as I do, where they go, first they're kind of apprehensive. And then then it's like, oh, okay, we get this. And I've got a lot of friends that were telling me and sharing with me, dude, you've got to listen to them, give them a shot, give them a chance. And so I did. And, I do like what you guys are doing. You guys are doing it the right way and going about it the right way. And it shows. You're getting the support. And so it shows that you are doing it the right way.
Thanks. We know we've had a lot of help to get us to that point. Some names I'll mention now is John Fay, Steve LaFascia, and Rick Barker have really helped us and pushed us and motivated us to kind of light a fire under our asses to be like,
right.
This is what you want to do it right. And
right.
All I'm going to do is listen to people who've been doing it longer than I've been alive.
Right.
And I'll continue to do that and push Zenora as far as we possibly can. And I'll make it as big as possible because I feel pretty big right now about this. But the more hard work you put in, the better the outcome's going to be.
What you put in is what you'll get out. You put 100% in, you'll get at first 20% out. You keep putting that 100 in, you're getting 50%, 70%. Pretty soon you're putting in 100, you're getting 100 out.
Yeah.
But it takes that work. And as long as you're willing to work at it, you're going to get there. Okay. I want to play Elixir. I really like that song. That's off your first record, right?
That's right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So this is one of the, and I went back and I listened to the first record first and the second record second, like you're supposed to see the progression of the band. And I think this is really, to me, this is your strongest song to me. It's got a lot of, tell people what it's about, because I do know what it's about. Tell people what this song's about.
The song Elixir is about not necessarily being comfortable with who you are, but expressing that in the only way that you know how to do it. And for me, that, which is music, and for all of us, and just being comfortable with not being comfortable with yourself and expressing that in the best way possible. It's really what that's about, and living on and not letting anything get in your way or change your mindset on how life is at the moment. It's really it. Elixir.
Absolutely. Whatever is your elixir. Your elixir is music. My elixir is music. I mean, other people go to other things that they shouldn't. But yeah, this is a great song. So here, take a listen to this song. This is a favorite of mine by Zenora. It's called Elixir. Enjoy.
All right, this next song is called Elixir, and it's about your soul living on past your existence. And yeah, here we go. Rock and roll. won the battle and they stand in disbelief. I'll conquer the stage, but he sword in my face. Remember deprivation, no room for defeat. Penalty, repay, sacrifice, let lead. I will never reveal the soul of my powers. Represent through the sound of the crowd, singing louder. And I show my mind. And it grows in my mind. Elixir, my elixir life. Elixir, my elixir dies. Life flashed right before my eyes.
That's a great tune.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that is a great tune, and it's so perfect because yes, you gotta find your elixir. You know, I have issues myself, and it's like I gotta find a way of coming out of myself. And it used to be booze, drugs, this, that, the other thing, you know, and that's really not the way to go. You know, music, you know. And if I could give you guys one piece of advice, focus more on the music than the partying. You know, there's a lot of artists that wish they would have held back on the partying and just focused on the music. You know, but you know, I've seen a lot go by the wayside. But you guys are young. You hopefully you just stay the path. Don't get me wrong. There's time for partying, you know, but not while you're on stage. You know, not before you go on stage. Have a beer or two, maybe, but don't be drunk on stage. I've seen a band. They will remain nameless. First time I seen them, blew my mind. Fantastic. Next time I seen them, they had all day to sit around and drink, and that's what they did. And then they get up on stage, and it was a complete shit show. I was like unimpressed. But because I had seen them before when they were really good and not drunk, shit happened that day that, okay, they threw a show together, which was cool. But it's like, man, you should have probably not went on stage. But whatever. But we'd seen them before, and everybody in the crowd was like, well, they're better than this. And we know that. We knew that. But it was kind of one of them black eyes that you don't want to get. And plus, they're just starting out too. I think they've got 2 albums out. They've been around for about 4 years. But you know, there's a time to party, which most of the time, except for that's my one little piece of advice I'll give you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Party when it's time to party, and kick ass and play rock and roll when it's time to kick ass and play rock and roll.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Right. So you're working on a new album.
You could say that.
You could say that. Well, you did say you had a new song that you were doing and this and that and the other thing. Do you have most bands, okay, they put out that first album. They've had a whole lifetime to think about that album. They've had years they're thinking of it and they're getting the ideas and then they put it out. That's usually, best album. And now the next one, you have maybe a year to do. You guys did your next EP in less than a year. And it was just as strong, if not a little stronger, than your first. Now, are you kind of laying back a little bit and do it, kind of letting the writing process take, or and not forcing it, or what's going on?
Well, we've never really forced our songwriting, habits, but it just so happened that the second record happened like that because
Right.
the first record came out and we were on an all-time high and we were just like, oh yeah. And then that record just came out. It just happened, and
Right.
now that record's out. It's the same thing. We're just writing songs about our everyday lives and about each other and the way we feel about it, and it's just happening. And we have a lot more songs than we did going in to record the first record and the second record. We write new songs every time we have band practice, which is every day. And it's all about picking the best ones and what ones other people want to hear. And like that takes time to gather all that information and time to gather all the money to make that happen. So we're just in the process of doing that right now. We have a bunch of really good material and a bunch of material that has yet to be written.
Right.
And hopefully we can get back in the studio maybe later this year or early next year to have another record to come out for you guys to listen. We have a brand new song coming out tonight at midnight. Tomorrow,
that's what I heard.
That's right. Tomorrow's our single release party at the Fire in Philadelphia on Girard. And,
everybody be at the Fire.
Everybody be there.
That's right.
Yeah, the song's called Fist of Lightning. We've had that song written since before the first record came out. And it just so happened that now's the time for the whole world to hear it. And I'm happy we waited this long, because if we put that song out first, I feel like the music wouldn't have built up to this huge fiery explosion, which is the Fist of Lightning.
The Fist of Lightning.
Yes, that's right. You said it. Yeah, so we're all super excited about that. And we hope everybody else is too, because
you can feel your passion for it too. You guys, you got that where you're like, okay, we held back on this one. A lot of bands are like, okay, just release it. You guys held back on something that you thought was great, which is crazy. You gave it time to get legs and to grow into something that you're proud of.
Totally. That's exactly what we did.
Cool. And that's
And with all the new songs we have, we'll sprinkle them into our live set. Like you see us play live now, you might not know all the songs because some of them are new, and we change them every time we have a show to see what the crowd interacts with. We play a song and no one claps. We're like, all right, we're not going to play that song ever again. And then we play a song, everybody goes crazy, and next time you see us play, people are singing the words to a song that's not even out yet, and like that is something very special.
Right.
Yeah, and
that's what you want. I mean, then you also get, a little bit of the recording process gets a little easier, or the writing process gets easier because, people are more, when we're doing this, people are more apt to love this. We've tinkered with this. They don't kind of like it. All bands do it. They throw a different song out there that's kind of a different vibe, and people either go, yeah, or they go, oh, hell no, that's not you. So you're kind of getting a feel from, the road, the live shows and everything like that. You're getting a feel for, and you're really getting a feel for yourselves too. You're finding yourselves.
Yeah, totally. And a lot of these new songs, we're really pushing ourselves to, not just make a basic rock song that everybody's heard 1,000 times. We're like pushing our musical ability to bring in other styles of music that still have a rock and roll attitude to it, but makes you feel a little different, and that's cool. And we're just trying new things out, and hopefully it works better than the last two did. And if it doesn't, we're going to try again.
Well, I think the last two did pretty good.
And I'm aiming high.
You want to go up. Hey, set the bar. Set the bar up here, man. And, you got to keep going up, and you know you will hit roadblocks. I mean, all bands do. They have that album that everybody goes, "What the fuck were you thinking on this one?" You know, Kiss, The Elder. I mean, everybody's like,
I was thinking that, man. You read my
The
mind.
Elder. I mean, that is got to be the all-time album where everybody goes, "What in the hell was this?" And then you got that one guy that goes, "It was great." And it's like, sorry, dude, it's great. You know, and you know, everybody likes something different, but you know, you basically go with the masses. I mean, mob rules, you know, but everybody's music touches everybody different ways, and that's the way it is. I mean, I like Elixir because it touches me. You know, right when I heard it, it was like, wow, okay, they're well thought out lyrics, and I love the harmonies in your voice, and you get that on certain songs. It's like, man, it's just got a vibe to it. I can't nail it down to who you kind of sound like, and that's actually a good thing. But it's like that. I like that. Yes, it's very, very good. I mean, you guys, I love your harmonies in your voice, and you guys, you know, as a band, the harmonies work very well together.
Yeah,
thanks.
We work really hard on that stuff.
Yeah, I learned how to sing from John Fay, who used to be the lead singer in the Caulfields, and they actually just got back together. They were on MTV, you know, went on tour Bon Jovi in the 90s, the whole nine. And he taught me how to use my body to, you know, push out sounds, which people call singing. And he taught me how to get better at that. And I practice every day. And I thank him so much for giving me that knowledge to be able to use that in my art. It's awesome.
Right. It comes from here.
Yeah.
From here.
That's right.
It comes from here. A lot of people try to sing from here. I do. That's why I play drums. They want me way in the back. They don't want me anywhere near the microphone, dude, because I suck.
It took me years to learn that piece of knowledge. And
you know, you got it. It's all from here. And the best ones I see, you know, you got guys out there, like I was talking to somebody the other day. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, this guy just goes on stage and he doesn't really warm up or anything. And then there's other guys I see, they're me, and singing in parking lots and drinking water. And some guys could just go out there and they really don't have to do anything. Some guys don't talk all day before they get on stage. And then there's other guys that talk all day and just don't care. And they are freaking amazing too. So it's whatever works for you. And whatever gets you the best, gets you to be the best you are.
Yeah.
I mean, and it sounds like you do the work. I mean, you're constantly wanting to improve. All you guys. It sounds like you guys are always wanting to improve, mature, get to the next level, do this. You don't strike me as the guys. A lot of young kids nowadays are like, I deserve this. You guys do not have that attitude. I don't see that attitude. I don't see it in any one of your eyes where you think you are owed anything. You guys got this you got a humility to you where you guys are just, we're working hard. We're trying. We want to get there. We want to put in 100%. And that's rare these days.
Right.
For sure.
I always say that we're hungry for it, you know, as an analogy, that we're hungry for it. We're going to keep working for dinner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to do it, you know.
Exactly.
100%. It's like part of our purpose. So it's like something we would be doing without any of the extra stuff that comes with it. It's like we're doing it for the music and for the like fact that it keeps our head above water. Honestly, it's just like I don't know. It's so ingrained in our purpose that like it's hard for us to be, I feel like, obnoxious about it because it tunnel visions us to the art.
Stop bullshitting me. You're doing it for the chicks. Come on, man. Try to fucking load me up with crap here, and I know it's for the chicks. No, you guys got it. You know, you got a humility about you that I think is rare, and I think it's really nice to see, and I think other people see that, and that's why you're turning heads. The last one, there was a comment I put up, but she's on Facebook. It said Facebook user, and it was Gina Haney. This comment right here. She's seeing you at Rockin' the Hill show. And she's her name's Gina Haney. She's a big advocate of you guys. She's always telling me about you guys. Always, she's mainly one of the ones that got me interested. So, you are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gina.
Yes, that's Gina. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
Thank you.
And then Leanne is on here. She's on Facebook user too. Leanne McNamee. She's on here. You know her. But they're all big supporters of you, and I get it now. I see it. I got it before this. It's not just now, but it took me a little bit. Like I said, it takes some people a little bit to come around because we're stupid old guys, I guess you could say. But once we get there, then we get it, and you guys are doing it. You're doing a good thing. You guys are doing a good job out there.
Thanks. Well, you know what? We really appreciate you taking that, second look and looking back and saying, wait a minute, that means a lot, because a lot of people, they get the first glance and that's what they stick to. And they're like,
right.
yeah.
And my first glance wasn't bad. It was just like, first off, I was like, they're too young for me. Screw it. And that's how I am. I mean, you had, all right, Greta Van Fleet. I'm not going to bash them or anything like that, but I was like, they didn't do it for me. One song did. I think it's called Highway Song. That jammed.
Good song.
Right. That song, when I first heard it, I turned it up. I'm like, my God, is this good? And then I got the album and I was utterly unimpressed. I mean, every song, they just didn't hit me like the other ones. And that's what I was afraid of again. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, and I'm gonna go and look at it. And okay, that one song sticks out to me. I'm gonna get let down again because, boom. Well, this time I wasn't, and it's good, And a lot of people do take the time to go back and listen. I'm sure you've heard of a band called Eclipse out of Sweden.
Yeah.
It took me 3 times before it clicked. And they were on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I was going on, and I'm like, I got to check these guys out because everybody loves them. Well, I didn't get past the first song the first time, and I'm like, these guys suck. I don't like them. So I tossed it. Next day, a couple weeks later, I was around the house in the rock room, and I'm like, okay, let's try it again. I think I got to the second song. Took it out. Fuck this. I don't like it. For some unknown reason, I gave it a third listen, and that third listen, not only did I get through the whole CD, I listened to it 4 more times. And I'm like, oh my God, it just clicked. And it was like, wow, okay, I get it now. And that's why I try not to let first impression or first anything dictate how I feel. I give it a few listens. And I know there's a lot of other people that do the same thing, and you have to. Third time's a charm, a lot of times.
Yeah.
There's some that you just go, oh, wow, right off the bat, and you're like running with it. And pretty much that's how you guys were with me. I listened to the first 2, and I'm like, I get it. These guys are pretty good.
The third one's going to be the one that makes us, right? Third time's a charm.
Okay, I promise you. You're in.
Fine.
No matter what, chicks are going to be banging on your doors. You'll never even have to release another song. This is going to go multi-mega platinum. You guys are going to hit the cosmos with this, and your Guns N' Roses is going to be calling you to want to be on your tour.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah.
I give bullshit really good, dude. I'm very good at handing people a load of crap. No, but you guys got a bright future as far as I can see. I mean, and I try to have an ear for stuff and try to pay attention. I do miss stuff, and I'm glad I didn't miss you guys.
Well, thank you.
And for what I know, there's a lot of people standing up and looking at you and going, I like these guys. There's people that you probably don't even know of that I've talked to, and they're like, I love them. I love them. I love them. And you're going to find out who these people are very soon. I think. If you don't already know, you might already know, but I just hear it in the backgrounds, and I'm like, okay, I got to get these guys on the show because, I got to be one of the first here, But how do shows look like for the rest of the year and maybe 2022? You got a lot lined up, or is it kind of dying off now?
Well, September is what we're in right now. We have the show tomorrow with the Fire, and we were gonna take the rest of the month off to work on potentially a new music video for this new song that's coming out. And October we are jam packed with shows. Jam packed. Like some weeks we're playing 3 nights in a row. And
nice.
Awesome for us because when we first started, we were playing like one show every other month, and it was like the space between the shows.
You just start hitting your stride, and you're like, okay, I gotta go sit on the couch again.
Yeah, but October's coming, and it was just like all summer. Like the shows are just coming at us. People want to hear us play, see us, and that's awesome because we will totally show up and play.
We will totally show up. I love it.
Yeah, whoever's face we can rock off, we will.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Totally.
Okay, this one is okay. You guys gotta say your names. You guys, okay. Deanne Kelly, see you at the Fire. Deanne Kelly.
Can't wait.
See you there.
Zenora rocks. They live the music, eat, sleep, and breathe the music. I hear it's right here.
True that.
So that's Deanne. Yes, that's Deanne. But yeah, see, people like you, man. I mean, it is refreshing.
Yeah, super heartwarming. Seriously, that makes me want to do this even more. That other people tell us how much they enjoyed seeing what we do, and that's crazy because without those people, and I'll beat it like a dead horse. Like without everybody telling us those things, we would be sitting right where we are right now, playing music for nobody.
You're right.
And
right.
It means the world to us. It really does. Thank everybody so much for supporting us. We really appreciate it. Seriously.
And that was the perfect. That was unrehearsed. That just came straight from the heart. We'd still be playing the music, but to nobody. So it's not like you're trying. The only reason you're doing it is because people want to hear it. You guys are doing it because you want to, and that was absolute perfect to say. We would be playing to no one, but we'd still be playing the music. Absolutely perfect. I mean, and that's what that's what you want to hear. I hate when somebody says, "Well, if nobody liked us, I'd be gone. I wouldn't be doing it." Well, then your heart's not in it. Your soul's not in it. To me.
Yeah,
I think part of why people resonate with our music is because we do it. We put the heart and the soul into it. We would be doing it anyway. It's just like we have that drive behind us to make it resonate with other people.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's very awesome. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything you want to get out there and tell everybody? I mean, here's your,
if you haven't already, please pre-save our new song. You only have a couple more hours to do so on Spotify. Go on our Instagram or Facebook or website, which is zenoramusic.com, and you can find all our social media links on there. And on one of those links, you'll find the pre-save link for Spotify. And if you haven't pre-saved Fist of Lightning, what are you doing?
Okay, I'll go now.
Sweet. Good.
Right. Cool.
I think I already have. I'm pretty sure I already have.
Awesome.
So that hits at midnight tonight, right?
That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'll get it up tomorrow for anybody that wants to hang out with us, at the Fire in Philly once again.
Fire in Philly. So you're worried you don't have a video for Fist of Lightning yet? You're going to be working on that, you said, next week or something?
Yeah, hopefully. We're still trying to hash out the venue we're going to be doing it at. We're having some trouble getting in contact with some of those people, but once that happens, it'll be full-fledged rock and roll music video.
Cool. Hey, not a problem.
One I
Cool.
mention is you know, and with helps of BLA and you and everybody in that whole circuit is the Masquerade Festival. We are so honored to be on that show. It's even though we're the first band that is like the best thing that has ever happened to us ever. We're sharing the stage with rock and roll legends that we've looked up to our entire lives. And I never thought we would be there. I always dreamed of it, but I never thought it would actually happen. And now that it is happening, it's unreal. And it is crazy. I got goosebumps thinking about October 28th, man. And if anybody's going to be there, please come up and talk to us. We'd love to get to know our fans and become personal with you guys because it's great, you know?
Hey, just hang out in the crowd, dude. I mean, do what you do. Hang out in the crowd, get to know people. That's another piece of advice I can give you. I mean, the more you talk and are accessible, the more people want to know more about you. More people will identify with you. Will cling to you. And it's just the way you treat fans tells a lot about yourself. And there's a lot of bands out there that are just absolute come out in the crowd. I've met, guys like you've heard of Native Sons, Asphalt Valentine. These guys are just the coolest dudes. I mean, you just hang out with them. And it's not because, okay, this guy's affiliated with this person or that one's affiliated. No, they talk to everybody, man. They don't care who you are. If you're that drunk guy at the end of the bar and you want to sit there and talk, they're going to talk to you. And that's all it's about is, you provide the music and, be accessible. Just, be yourselves over anything else. Be yourselves. I mean, and when you are, people will connect with you so much. Boom. Yeah, you have there are people that are a little shy off stage, but when you put them on stage, they're a beast. There's a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing, a Gemini kind of thing that goes on. But at least, if you're accessible, people are going to love you.
Yeah, we try to be, when we get off stage or even before we go on stage, at least one of us is sitting by the merch table. And everybody that comes up, we try to have a conversation at least a little bit with them, not only make them feel comfortable, but, to make them buy a t-shirt too.
I know. When I was in Jersey, I think it was Jersey. Yeah, Bar 13. When I was in Jersey, you guys stuck him at the merch table all night.
I was there.
I mean, I was like, God, they're not going to give this guy a break. I was sitting on the pool table talking to Angie and a couple other people that were there, Ted. And I just thought you were just sitting there. And I'm like, these guys are just hanging this dude out to dry. And I'm like, man, isn't anybody going to come so he can go maybe take a bathroom break? But, really, it was kind of funny, but it was kind of cool just to see. And that's the place where you're going to meet most people is at the merch table.
Yeah, it's where we meet all of our fans in person for the first times, usually at the merch table.
Some of the best conversations happen at the merch table, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I thank you guys for coming on and talking to me, man. I mean, like I said, I appreciate your music and I like it. I mean, and a lot of other people like it. And I just wanted to get to know you a little more. So I thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And we will leave with the song off your latest EP. That would be Faster. It is a fast song. I mean, it's a good one. Now, how long did it take you to write this? Like 30 seconds? Because this song is like, brah.
It's funny you mentioned that. It's another one of those magical moments where Nick had one riff, and it's the main riff in the song. But and the rest of the song, it just happened. He started playing the riff. Us three learned the riff. We played that riff a couple times, and then after that, we played the rest of the song.
Right.
We recorded it real quick on our phone, and then that was it. We wrote the words, and we played it. And we took it into the studio and made a music video, and now here we are.
Nice. That's awesome. It always starts one riff.
Yeah.
You know, and it just builds off that all the time.
It probably realistically took us probably 5 to 10 minutes to like write that song.
Holy shit!
Minus the words, obviously, but
Right. Just the
obvious.
music.
Yeah.
That's it. Cool. All right. Well, like I said, thank you. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Check out Zenora. I will post in the B-Rock group tomorrow all the links to their Facebook pages, their website, all links to their music, their Spotify links. I'll post all that tomorrow in the group so that you have easy access to get a hold of anything, merch, everything, music. And follow them on Facebook, man. They got a lot of followers on Facebook already, and if you're not one of them, you need to be one of them. So I thank you guys. Everybody else, we can't wait to see what you got coming up, man. It's nice seeing starting out, and I think the sky's the limit. You can go as far as you take yourselves.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So anyway, here's Zenora up there. Bring rock and roll back, bring rock and roll back. Yeah, the EP. Here's the song Faster. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Peace
You
out.
too.
A sweet little honey when he gave me a call. She said the party's over here and we're having a ball. I messed up my kicks and my car brakes stalled. Downtown, the sunset is beautiful. I'm absorbing it for sure. And the night has simply just begun. Alright, I'm getting me some loving tonight. You're delightful. We're faster. Get all the ladies moving on the dance floor. She's faster than any other woman that I've seen before. Get faster, faster than hell. They see me pulling up from a mile away. Sign this, sign that, and take a picture with me. Oh man, that's what my dreams mean to me. She's a dancing disco babe, just another party animal let loose from the cage. Good times mixed well with whiskey. If you're looking for trouble,